that whether or not the Bible says it, that is the truth.
We gotta get your mic. We gotta get your mic.
Okay, we're gonna make sure that it's understood. How y'all doing? That whether or not the Bible said it, that is still the reality. That it cannot just be women; it is also men.
I want to agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
You do agree with that?
My only thing is, when my man gave the scripture, whoever wrote that specifically said women.
It was a man that wrote it.
Now he could have said men too. There are scriptures in the Bible where men don't get me quoting, but isn't it like a man supposed to provide for a woman and protect women? Like all that stuff's in the Bible as well. So there's an aspect of men's responsibility. So somebody felt that it was important enough to specifically state women. Now, let me finish this last point.
Okay, well,
not only did they specifically state women, but if we go back to the origin of Adam and Eve, now this is where y'all get mad. Eve persuaded Adam.
According to the Bible in the Christian religion.
Now, if we're not going to agree, now if we're not going to be in those realms, then this whole conversation get thrown out. But if we're going to be within those parameters, we got to go. The whole casting out of Eden was based on a woman's spirit, and also that's why periods came into effect and why it's painful for y'all. It's sort of like I mean, if we get religious, I'm not saying this is in my words, right? But if we're gonna get biblical with it,
I'm gonna let you stick with the Bible.
That's why.
Because I don't agree with it, so I'm gonna let you.
If you don't agree with the Bible, then this whole conversation is not in void. But if we're gonna go biblical with it, which is what my man was doing, that's an aspect of it.
I'm gonna let y'all stay with the biblical. Okay. I don't believe it. So here's the thing. And you already know, you already said it, because this can touch men, women, children, elderly. It touches everybody. So for me, when I think about walking on eggshells, I agree with everything that everybody says, so I won't repeat it. But I know, like, I grew up not really being that person, or so I thought. And I've always known for a long time that a lot of people walk around on eggshells around me because I am outspoken. My friends in college, my girls I grew up with, they had a town hall meeting with me to tell me I was too blunt and too honest. And I didn't get it at first. Like, what do you mean? How can you be too blunt and too honest? And I had to really sit back and think about it because I would watch the reaction of people after that, like, okay, maybe I need to take a step back. So in that growth that I really took a look at myself and was like, all right, everybody don't need to know everything that's going on in your head. It's probably not a good thing. But I noticed that people don't necessarily walk around, well, some people still do, but I noticed it more in the workforce, that I'm a taskmaster. So it's like, okay, let's get this done. All right, what's going on? I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also a mother. So it's like we're used to wearing so many hats and guiding. I'm a natural leader. But sometimes I have to understand that comes off as you're just being bossy.
I said it again. No.
And I've been called bossy my entire life, literally my entire life. And I could have very well took that and turned it into a negative connotation because that's what was always given, was a negative connotation. So instead of me doing that, I had to understand, okay, Chris, this might still need to be said, but what's the best way to relay that message? So for me, that's walking on eggshells kind of, because I'm just very straight to the point. Like, okay, we don't got to put all the sugar on it and the cherry. This is what it is. Everybody can't take that. Now, as I got older, I was in a space in my own home where I walked around on eggshells because I'm a very in-your-face type of person. This is the issue. Come on, let's go. But then that gets tiring. That gets really tiring. And as a woman, a black woman, we are not able to show vulnerabilities without it being looked at as weak. We can't be in a workplace and cry when we are totally overwhelmed with life without it being an issue. So we live in a man's world, but we're women, and we're supposed to bring femininity to a society that doesn't appreciate it. So, and doesn't understand it, but yet they yearn for it. Does that make sense? So I got to a point, I'm like, I'm not walking on eggshells no more. I'm not. I am unapologetically intelligent. I am unapologetically a Black queen. I accept it. I am unapologetically a mother, and Mama Bear has come out. And I do not apologize for it. And so, but yet there are still times where I have to still walk on eggshells because I can't just be totally inconsiderate of everybody else around me.
Can I maybe offer perspective? So, I'm careful on how I say things.
No, don't be careful.
No.
Are you
No.
walking on eggshells?
No, but watch this. But watch this,
We
because
gonna do that.
this is a different way to conceptualize what you're saying, right? So for me, I don't just blurt what's on my mind. I have to think about it, I have to process it, and then I can say it. So that probably frustrates Sherman sometimes a lot, right? Because he wants me to, just do it quick, bop, 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 right? That ain't how I work. So somebody that is very, see, I ain't just talking about you, I'm talking in general, all right? Somebody that's very impulsive, may have a difficulty with me because I'm going to slow you down, right? And I'm going to say, hold on, wait, let me think about it. And so if me and you, we probably would butt heads sometimes, right?
I'd be like, come on. Okay, so just say it. You don't even don't worry about my feelings. Just say it. But you're processing it for yourself because that's how you operate.
Yeah. And it's just personality type.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for you, you might feel that you having to moderate yourself. Maybe that's a better word than walking on eggshells. Because me and Sherman, I can have it at him, right? I can talk to him about how I feel comfortable doing that with him. So, but everybody else, or some other people I don't feel that comfortable with. So, but for you, I hear you in terms of saying that you want to be able to express yourself in a way to where it's authentic. But I think also we gotta find a way we code switch all the time, right? We code switch all the time. So with that, case in point today, I came in here, I'm tired, right? And, I have to try to get myself in the right mood. But oftentimes, if we do show, that we're tired, then, I had reason I wanted to be here, right? But I had reason why I wasn't, But sometimes I feel like we fake it, and we keep going. And that's not always good either for your mental health, for your physical health, and all that. And I think sometimes we show up in spaces that sometimes, not today I was good with it, showing up, right? But sometimes we show up in spaces and we're not whole, we're not healthy, we're not well. And for you, I hear you in terms of your frustration with that and trying to be there and trying to be the boss lady, right? But also the boss lady, sometimes you can leave from behind too.
Listen, the boss lady is learning to check out. For my mental health, for my emotional health, for my overall well-being. I am learning at 40 to check out. And what you said was powerful. It's not a walking on eggshells. It's a moderation of myself. As far as the external people. But in my personal life, I'm one that can very much be like, and it's sad. I'm working on it because I recognize this about myself. I can take people or I can leave them. Can be good, not always good when I think about who those people are. And so I'm finding balance. It's about finding that balance where it's like, okay, I'm not going to walk on eggshells, especially with certain people where it's a choice of whether or not you were in my life. It's a choice of whether or not I'm there. I don't want anybody around me that does not want to be there. I don't want to be around anybody who does not want me there. So when it comes to that, and I think about everything that goes with why, like you said before, why we walk on eggshells, I'd rather leave it. I'm just in that space. I'd rather leave it.
Not for everybody.
Oh,
right?
I'm not. I'm not supposed to be.
So, and
I'm
we got
molded.
different types. We got different types of ice cream.
Absolutely.
Right? Some people like Rocky Road. Some people like caramel. Uh-oh, now I feel like I'm talking about complexions, right? Some people like vanilla, right? Some people like sherbet. You see what I'm saying? But just because I'm caramel, 'cause I love to be caramel, right? He always call me light skin, but I'm caramel, right? Just because I'm caramel, don't mean that chocolate ain't good too.
Absolutely,
But some people don't
absolutely.
like chocolate. Some people don't like caramel, and I think it's okay. You know,
Absolutely,
sometimes
absolutely.
I ain't they flavor, right?
And that's
you ain't
okay,
theirs.
because those are the people that don't need to be
I like that.
attracted to you. You know, I believe we attract people with our energy. So
Mm-hmm.
those people that are supposed to be around me, they'll be there. The ones that ain't, gone.
Peace out.
I this question wasn't on our itinerary, but since this is the black male man cave, I want to add a question, and I promise we're gonna get to women as well. But Eric, we talked about it a little bit before the podcast started. I'm curious as to what you two are seeing in the industry as far as black males, right? You said something that was a little triggering. And look, I'm not here to play the who's got it worse game, but you mentioned how as a black woman you can't show weakness. You know, and I'm not a black woman. I can't say I live in y'all shoes. Just as an observer, you know, I feel like there's outlets and resources for y'all struggle. Y'all have a voice, whereas black men don't have a voice. We don't have resources. We don't have those same, assets as when it comes to our mental health, when it comes to, anything. Like I gave an analogy earlier where I said, if you're a black man and you're struggling, and nothing's 100%, so don't take anything I'm saying as 100%, but you go to other black men who hate on you, or jealous or want to be where you are, and there's that masculine energy. I can't tell you how many times I've been in nightclubs. I don't go to nightclubs anymore, and I felt like I had to harden up walking in, and I don't know why that was, but everybody want to have a strong face, but we at a nightclub to enjoy ourselves, right? But everybody mean mugging everybody. You step on the wrong shoe and it's on. You know what I mean? So you can't go to other black men. You can't go to black women because a lot of times they talk down on you, or they run your business out on the street, or later on in the argument, 3 months later, she brings up the very thing that you were vulnerable about, right? So you can't go to society because the white man don't care. So from you all's perspective, what are you seeing with black men and mental health and that walking on eggshells mentality, and where do you think we can go moving forward? And Eric, I want to start with you.